and we begin on this holiday weekend with services around the world and prayers for peace against a backdrop of growing conflict. Here in New York, parishioners and tourists attended Mass at St. Patrick's Cathedral. In Bethlehem, where Jesus was born, a service marked the church's holiest day. Meanwhile, in Kenya, an emotional scene. Worshippers prayed amid extra security just days after militants targeted Christians in a ruthless attack. And at Easter services at the Vatican, Pope Francis prayed for those victims as well as the victims of other violent struggles. Here's ABC's Alex Marquardt.
The skies opening up over St. Peter's today, but that didn't stop rain-soaked pilgrims from around the world flocking to Pope Francis's Easter Mass. Worshippers crowding the Pope-mobile route around the square, waving and taking selfies. In his address, Pope Francis called on followers to pray for peace in the many global conflicts now raging. Above all, he said, in Syria and Iraq. Pope Francis's appeal coming just 5 months before a historic visit to the United States, where he has an impressive 70% favorability rating. Francis will be the first pontiff to ever address a joint session of Congress. He'll then meet with President Obama at the White House and wrap things up with a mass in Philadelphia, expected to draw as many as 2 million people. Where else? On the famous Rocky Steps. ABC's David Wright met the man hosting Pope Francis in Philadelphia, Archbishop Charles Chaput, who has voiced his frustration with the Pope's more liberal stance on social issues.
He certainly is a reformer. Pope Francis is calling all of us to reform our personal lives in relationship to God, but also to, in a more obvious way, care for the poor.
And Tom, another event that the Pope highlighted in his remarks today was that attack on the university in Kenya that left almost 150 people dead, most of them Christian students. Pope Francis speaking out forcefully today against the persecution of Christians around the world.